Hello, people. We've got our Star Wars review here. We both saw it over Christmas, or actually, I believe you saw it a little after Christmas, didn't you, Paul?
It's not like last week.
Yeah, you were busy in Ireland over Christmas, but yeah, we both saw it. We've got some strong opinions as usual, but I guess we'll just get straight into it. And what did you think, man? Like compared to the last one, compared to Rogue One, we had no Han Solo in this one either. Did it do it?
Spoiler alert. We didn't spoiler alert everybody.
Well, they always are. We always ruin it for everyone.
That's true. Also, by now, if you don't know what happened in the first one, why are you listening to a review on the second
Why
one?
are you listening to that? Did it do it for you? What did it do for you?
It was weird. I walked out and I thought I liked it.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking there's something missing. And then when I went back and thought about it, like I do, I kind of realized it moves along really well, but nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. It's like a lot of stuff is going on, but nothing happened.
Right.
So what I mean is when the third movie comes out, you could basically skip this movie and not miss anything.
You'd miss a few things, but I do get what you mean, as in like it moved pretty. Not a lot happened in it. I mean, they were chasing the rebellion and or the rebels, sorry, and Luke came out of hiding. But yeah, you could probably skip over a few of those things, couldn't you?
Yeah, like Snoke, like if you think about what the end of the first one and then the start of the third one, you'd end up in the basically same place. Rey's on the side of the good guys. She's strong in the Force. Kylo Ren's on the bad guys. He's strong in the Force. And that's basically it. Because everyone's like, oh, well, Snoke died. Luke died. It's like, yeah, but that only happened in this movie. They didn't do anything in the first movie.
Right.
So everything that happened in this movie can stay in this movie. And it doesn't look like it's going to carry on to the next movie.
We don't know for sure. But yeah, you could have a point there. Could have a point. And maybe that's
but
what
the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main thing with that is just that, like, everything felt kind of hollow. Like, it didn't seem like anything affected anybody.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good point.
You seem to disagree. You seem to think this is the greatest movie of all time.
I do not think it's the greatest movie. I did enjoy it. I'm just it was a few weeks ago when we saw it, but I do get where you're coming from. Like I'm just trying to go through in my head like all the I've got like points down here like the pros and cons, and in my cons isn't what you just said there. So damn you. No, I mean...
Well, that's why we need two of us, so we both have an opinion.
Exactly, yeah. We can banter and fight about it. No, I mean,
Otherwise, we just get to the point where you could replicate my voice. Like you
right.
could do.
That's what we're trying to do, so it could just be a one-man podcast. No, I do agree with that. Like, and we'll see what they do with that third film. How many things in this one is actually vital for you to see? But... I mean, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan to start with. Like, I'm more of a Trekkie, but I did enjoy the film. I thought they did a good job of it. There was definitely a couple of things like Skywalker was great in it, but I did find that he just played like a beaten down old man pretty well. But he was really mysterious on that island, and I felt like they could have hurried that up, because that one thing that a lot of people were complaining about was. It was like a 3-hour film, or it was close to 3 hours. But personally, I didn't find it that long. Did you?
No, but I guess we're kind of used to these big things. Also, it's Star Wars. Like, it cost $200 million. You want it to get bang for your buck.
You only really see them every other year, don't you? So you kind of want to get a good chunk, you know. But you are right in saying that we're used to these long ones. Like the Justice Leagues are quite long. Because I watched Dunkirk the other night, and I was expecting a 3-hour, and I was like, oh, it's just a regular. Hour and 40, you know. But
yeah, it's a regular slow little movie.
Yeah. But I mean, what were some of your highlights in it, man?
Like, it looks great, and I think every scene on its own is pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
So like, just as that's what I mean. Like, it just gets along real quick. It's got a good pace to it. It's only when you start to like step back, you're like. Well, it gets really slow here, and it gets really fast here, and then there's like these weird things in the middle of it. But like in terms of what I liked, it was I like Kylo Ren. I like what they do with him.
Here's the thing. I'm not like, maybe I do like him, maybe I don't, and that sounds weird saying that. I find him such a odd actor, but like in Star Wars, and I didn't like him in the first one, and then in this one I can see him kind of maturing and kind of getting, I guess, building up, being more evil. It kind of reminds me a little bit of, in a way, Harry Potter, with bloody Harry Potter growing up. You know, if you watch him through all the like, he's not getting evil, but as like in the beginning films, he's just like this little kid, and then towards the end, you're just like, oh fuck, he's pretty awesome. But with Kylo Ren, yeah, I mean, they can only do it within the 3 films, but yeah, he's really odd to me, and he grew on me a little bit, but I'm still not a big fan of his character. So we'll see what happens in the 3rd one, but I don't connect with him super well. But then maybe that's okay, because he's an evil bastard.
Yeah, you probably don't want to be.
Yeah. But you know what?
Yeah,
I've not really seen him in a lot of other things, so I know he's in like Lucky Logan. So maybe that's just, I don't know. I don't know if that's him in Star Wars or just him, his like in general. Like, I don't know what he's like in other films.
Right. Yeah. You don't know if Adam Driver's just a weirdo.
Yeah.
Or he's just really good at playing one.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly it. Spot on. But sorry, yeah, you liked him, and
I liked him. I like the visuals in it. It looks great.
Yeah, that end scene with the sand and the red sand, like, that is just beautiful.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, that's the thing of, it'll do something like that where it looks great, and then they ruin it with like some weird, stupid moment, and I'm just like, what the hell was the point of that?
Right.
Like, what's his name? Finn. He's flying towards the battering gun.
Mm.
And then the other girl comes out of nowhere and, you know, tries to save him by crashing into him.
Yeah, I found that odd as well. I totally saw that. Like, he was going for it, and then, yeah, you knew he was going to be in the 3rd one, and something's going to happen. But just the way it happened, yeah, smash.
But I thought, they could kill him, because it's like the second movie in every trilogy now has to be Empire,
right?
So Star Wars has to do it. So this one, it's Empire. Someone has to die,
right?
It could be Finn. And then they just piss on it. I'm like, what was the point in that?
Yeah, he had an odd relationship with that Rose girl as well. Like, when they went off to the other planet to find the guy, and they just happened to find him in the cell. But that was just okay. That was, like, for me, it was a bit of like a filler for the movie. It was just like, we need another scene. Let's show like a bar, like the cantina, you know, kind of thing.
Because that whole thing was pointless, because they don't do anything with that.
No, and you're right. Like, that scene, like, that's something that, you know, like you said at the beginning of the podcast, you don't really need to see those things, like when you go into number 3 kind of thing. But I mean, they're developing the characters and stuff. But I do like Finn, his character just in general. But also when he was, and we're just jumping all over the place here. But when he was fighting,
as we do,
was it Phasma?
Phasma,
yeah. What the hell happened there? Like, they built her up to be awesome, and she was. Like, I got in the first one, I was just like, yeah, she's pretty badass. She's going to be leading a lot of these guys, and then she just got her ass kicked, like, pretty quickly as well. I don't know. I was pretty let down there.
And the other thing that bugged me in that scene was, she says something like, "You're not going to get a quick death. They're not going to shoot you," and instead they are going to cut their heads off.
Right.
And I'm just thinking, that's about as quick as being shot, right?
Yeah.
It was just one of those weird things of, we just want to show that we have a cool new saber weapon thing.
Yeah. Yeah, just show off some cool stuff for the trailer, screenshots, wallpapers.
Yeah. But mostly what I got from that was like, that's a reason why the two of them are lying down when the whole thing blows up and they're safe.
Mm.
But there's a lot of that in this movie of just nearly everything with Finn doesn't need to happen. His whole mission, like, we got to get the code breaker.
Yep.
And then we got to get on, and then we got to change the codes. It does nothing. It's completely pointless.
Yeah, it was like, it's pretty much just like a side little thing. They wanted to show some other scenes. There's like groups of people doing different things, but their one was just like, the wasted group.
Yeah, it's like, we're going to introduce a new character, and Finn needs something to do.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but maybe make what he has to do important to the rest of the plot, you idiots.
I didn't think Princess Leia was going to be in it so much.
Yeah, like this was shot before she died.
Yeah,
before Carrie
yeah.
Fisher died.
I knew she was going to be in it, but I didn't think it was going to be like big chunks like it was. And she did a really great job. Actually, Mark Hamill and her did really good jobs. Because if you go back, and if you go back and look at them in the other Star Wars, like it's like what's going on here, you know? Especially Mark Hamill. Like I don't know, I didn't particularly like him in the other ones, but in this one, yeah, he does a fantastic job. But every once in a while, like I always just keep thinking of the Joker because he plays the Joker in the Arkham games.
Yeah, you can hear the voice every now and again.
Just because he was playing that kind of like a bit of a darker, broken guy. But him and Rey on the island, I thought did a good job. I just felt like every time she was asking a question like this, that, like, you know, about the Jedis and stuff, he wouldn't tell her anything, and then eventually she's like, okay, I will train you, and then it could have just been a bit quicker for me. I felt like it was going on for a long time, but and then they had to introduce those new are they called Korgs? The little
Porgs,
wasn't it? Korg is from bloody Thor.
Yeah, Korg is Thor. Korgs and Porgs.
Korgs and Porgs. But that was interesting. And I also heard the other thing that so I heard an interesting theory about Snoke, because he was another slight letdown for me. He's supposed to be like a badass. He's supposed to be, correct me if I'm wrong, is he not supposed to be the Emperor's trainer? Like he trained the Emperor?
That's one of the theories. Nobody knows what the bloody story is now because they haven't given him any details.
Yeah, they've kind of they've made him mysterious and stuff. But the fact that Kylo Ren just like kind of cut him in half. But the theory I was reading up on was, and a few people were agreeing with, was that he wanted Kylo Ren to do that, and that he's so powerful he can actually come back to life. So if you look at him, he's been like cut up and he's got scars all over him. So it's possible that he's been beaten down before, or I don't know, killed or whatever. But maybe some people are saying that he wanted to do that so he could really just kind of turn and click Kylo Ren, and then he'll be back in the third one, and everyone will be like, "Whoa, he really is powerful," kind of thing, you know. So
right,
it's kind of interesting. I think if that is true, then it helps with how shite he was in this one. So
I think looking back on the whole movie, I like the fact that Rian Johnson got to write and direct it, so he has his own way of doing things. But it's either he just screws up at big points, or like Disney put their hands in and said, "We want things like this."
Yeah. I wonder if that happens.
Because there's a couple of things I'm just like, like with that guy Snoke getting killed. Like that doesn't seem like something that was planned. That seems like something Rian Johnson wrote in. And I think he said in an interview, "Is like, I don't really want to stop the movie and explain where he came from."
Right.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's the kind of thing. Yeah, that's the kind of thing a director and a writer would do. He's like, screw this character. I don't like him. I'm just going to kill him.
Yeah.
And then it gets to that point where I really liked where Kylo is telling Rey, just, let's screw all this. Let's work together.
I know.
And we'll rule the whole new order. And I was like, I like this.
Yeah.
I like if they went that far. And then it just seemed like Disney jumped in and said, okay, no, Rey has to turn him down.
Yeah, I 100% agree. When that happened, I was like, wow, this is a nice little twist. And I was like, this is really, really interesting. The one thing, I don't know if you watched the trailers, but that was kind of in the trailer as well, which I found a bit shitty as well. Like, there's a part where Kylo Ren's got his hand and he's like, come with me, join me, whatever. And when I saw that in the trailer, I was like...
Don't watch trailers.
yeah. Well, when I saw that in the trailer, I was like, what the heck's going on? Like, that's a weird thing to put in there, because isn't that quite a big twist, But I guess they wanted to, tease people into it. But no, I agree as well. When that happened, that scene happened, I was like, wow, this is really interesting. I did not see this happening. And then suddenly, boom, yeah, it's like Disney stepped in. They need this to happen. It needs to be a clear divide of good guy, bad guy,
Yeah, and there's other things that, like Luke being a projection, was like a nice moment of just like, he wasn't really there. He fooled everybody.
Oh, right, yeah.
But then I'm kind of like, well, why doesn't he just go anyway?
Yeah,
And it throws up a couple. There's a couple of plot holes in that. Like, for one, they figure a way, or not they figure a way out, but they realize there must be a way out of the caves because they go, well, how did he get in here? But he didn't get in there. He just projected himself.
Yeah.
And then there's like the little moment with him and Leia kind of loses a bit of power because he's not there. It's just, yeah, there's little things like that bug me, and I'm like, either somebody screwed with the original idea, or Rian Johnson just didn't follow it all the way through.
Yeah, it's interesting actually. Like, I wonder if there's going to be a couple of write-ups about that, or if it will come out later, because it's such a big franchise. Obviously, they don't want it to be screwed up like they did with Battlefront, even though it's a separate company. But, yeah, that would be interesting. I mean, they would have had to have had some say in the contract, and you know, what direction he's going in. But I don't know. But yeah, overall,
yeah, like, but overall it was enjoyable, but it's kind of predictably enjoyable.
yeah. But then,
like, it's like Star Wars is just back to where it was before. And I'm like, oh, I really would have liked to see Kylo and Rey like ruling the galaxy and trying to bring peace to the galaxy in a whole different way.
Yeah, I agree as well. I just don't think Star Wars isn't just the franchise for it. It's just too popular for them to kind of go that edgy on it. It's like, it's almost, yeah, they have to play the go the safe route. And if anyone tried to, not, I wouldn't say like reboot it or whatever, but go, you know, where they join forces or whatever. I can never see Disney going with that, unless, like, you know, in another like 5 to 10 years, like the franchise just isn't as popular, they'll need to do something edgy. But I can never see that happening. And I think you have to go
Johnson's supposed to be doing a trilogy.
He's doing what? Sorry.
He's supposed to be doing a new trilogy.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so maybe they did think, okay, this guy, he's got some ideas that don't work for the main story, but maybe we'll give him a different story.
Yeah. I mean, like, Rogue One was awesome. I know that was a prequel, but like Rogue One was a great, like, a darker take on it all as well, you know.
Yeah, but it's still set in the same basic story of Death Star, Death Star and Skywalkers.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, overall, I was pleased with it. I think it was probably, like, again, Rogue One is a different kind of story, but I think it was on par with Rogue One for me, because I really enjoyed that one as well. I didn't find it too long, and it was I was entertained.
Oh wait, here's a question for you.
The whole way through, yeah.
Because we got sidetracked. We were talking about Carrie Fisher, and we were going to go into it, and then we got sidetracked because that's what we do. That scene where she gets blown out of the ship.
Yeah.
And then she kind of like force pulls her way back into the ship.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
That was weird, right?
That was weird. That was like, well, I mean, she was using the force to get back, and it was very kind of, I don't know what, Guardians with like the whole speckles on the face as well.
Yeah.
But I
don't know how I feel about that. I was just like, that's weird.
It was odd. You know, you are right. That was odd. It felt, again, it's the director just probably trying some different things, you know?
Yeah, like, I get it that she's been, you know, whatever it is, it's 30 years, so she's probably had a bit of time to practice her force powers.
Right.
And she's as strong as Luke is. But, like, that came out of nowhere.
It was odd. That was another one where in the teaser trailer or whatever, you could see Kylo Ren shooting on it, and you were like, maybe that's where she exits or whatever. But
yeah.
Maybe that was just the whole thing. It was like everyone's thinking, like, she's just gonna float off or whatever, which is a little bit harsh. But she's just gonna float.
Oh wait,
off.
Shit! I forgot my biggest problem with the movie.
Oh, you forgot it, did you?
Yeah. Do you remember it's the end of that whole chase sequence, which is also kind of pretty stupid. Like, we can't catch them.
I found that way too strung out. Like, yeah, sure to begin with, but the whole movie was them just chasing them.
Yeah, like I'm fine with that. I'm like, all right, whatever. You need a stupid plot, okay. But the way it ends, where the admiral or whatever, she's on the ship, she turns it and points it at the super destroyers,
right,
and then jumps to light speed, and then she just destroys everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, that looks cool. I really like the effect. And then I thought about it. I'm like, how has nobody ever done that in the history of Star Wars?
Just go through like the Death Star or something like that.
Yeah, like at the start of the movie, the whole thing is there's the destroyers are going to blow up the planet.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, we got to send all these bombers in to hit it, and all the bombers get fucked up and all that.
Yeah.
Which is a good scene, but if you're going to just need one ship to hit light speed and it can destroy everything in its path,
yeah,
just do that.
No, you got a good point. That was a huge ship, and I guess they didn't have the ships or anything to anymore to do that with it. I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, those smaller ones at the beginning wouldn't have done.
The smaller ones that are all fading off, like the medical ship is, it's slowing down and it gets lost in the bubble.
Yeah.
Why doesn't that guy just turn around and light speed through the big ship?
Yeah, some of them could have done that, I guess. Yeah.
It just seems like this piece of tech that was never touched on. Like, if a ship going into light speed can do that much damage. Mm. Well, then you just, like, put a droid on the ship.
It's a powerful weapon, yeah.
Yeah, just put a droid on the ship. Like, every ship, like, the X-Wings can all go to light speed.
Mm.
So just, like, instead of having to go pew, pew, pew with their lasers, just have them all hit light speed against destroyers and they'll, like, do massive damage.
Just kamikaze. Yeah, I can see...
Yeah, well, you don't even need to put pilots in it. You can just have the drone do it. The little droids, like C-3PO or whatever. Get rid of him.
It's an expensive way to win a battle, but you're gonna win.
You're gonna win. Like you're already risking all your ships up there.
Yeah.
So it's just like, well, yeah, let's just kamikaze these fuckers.
Yeah. Just can you imagine that? This is the next one. It's like just kamikaze the fuckers. Light speed. Just
but
thousands of ships.
That's one thing that's going to be a problem now. Like in the next one, we've seen that one ship hitting light speed can take out a whole armada.
Right.
So why would you ever try and fight them face on ever again?
Yeah, I mean, it depends what ships they've got left. It depends who has the courage to... Well, I mean, you could, like you said, you could put a droid on it, but...
yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge mother of a ship as well. It wasn't one of these small guys, but still.
No. It's like it turning around in the next Star Trek movie, and they're like, oh, fire that green rocket. And then that green rocket blows up a whole Klingon ship. You're like, why has nobody ever used that green rocket before?
Yeah. Well,
Come on.
Star Trek's got its own problems. Like every Star Trek film, the bloody Enterprise is going down. Pile of shite. So,
yeah, every single one. It's like, just crash it. Crash the ship.
Just crash it. Take the disc off. We'll fly into them like a saucer.
The insurance premiums on that thing must be insane right now.
Can you imagine?
I'm sorry, you're crashing this every other week.
Star Trek's just crashed our fucking Star Wars review. What I was going to say, though, when they did do the light speed thing, I did really enjoy, and it's just an effect or whatever, but when it went...
Oh, that effect was amazing.
And it went silent as well. I was like, okay, that's actually pretty sweet. But it's not all about the visuals.
That's what I said. It looks great, and it's like that's basically the whole movie for me. It's like, when you're watching it, it's really enjoyable. And then when you take 1 second to think about it, you're like, hang on. That makes no sense.
Yeah. It looks cool,
that's basically the movie for me.
Doesn't make sense.
It's the same as Rogue One, I guess. It's enjoyable to watch. Don't think about it too much and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's a Disney movie. It's popcorn.
But
it's enjoyable popcorn.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is in like they can't go too drastic on it. They can't change it up too much because it's a popcorn Disney film. It's for everyone. It's for the family. And if Rey was to join Kylo and they were to just have this side thing going on, it'd be too edgy. It's too edgy for the franchise. So
yeah, it's disappointing. I'd say that, but I don't hate it. I'm not going to get angry that it changed Star Wars, whatever. I'm just kind of like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
7 out of 10.
7
whatever.
out of 10.
Do we have a rating system?
We don't have a rating system, but we'll. I'd say it's around that for me as well. 7 bollocks out of 10.
It's 3 roasted porgs.
That was interesting with Chewbacca. Did you miss Han Solo in this at all?
I kind of missed that. They only kind of referenced it a little bit with his dad, but
Yeah.
That might come up again in the second one.
There was a little bit of a sad moment
Or the third one.
where Luke, I think, said to Chewie, "It was like, where's where's Han Solo?" And it was just like that was a little bit of a sad moment where it's just like, he's fucked off. So
Yeah, and they didn't really give him enough time to really process that.
no, they didn't, did they?
They're just like, okay, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. But yeah, I mean, we got a 7 out of 10 there. Nice, enjoyable Disney film. Looking forward to the next one, though. We've got Han Solo in between, haven't we?
Yeah, the Han Solo movie.
Yeah, Han Solo movie. Are you looking forward to that one?
Not really, but I'm looking forward to seeing if it's a piece of shit.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.